and welcome to a new episode of Short Track Esport Cuteness. Today we'll be taking a look at Semen Elistratov. Just a timeless existence, the legendary Russian skater has represented the Russian Federation for more than 2 decades now, starting from the Junior World Championships from 2007 all the way to 2009. Then he went on later to become the first Russian short track speed skater to win a gold medal in the World Cup circuit. In the 2011-2010 World Cup season, in the World Cup stop in Changchun, China, he won the second 500 meters there. And then he went on later to be part of the legendary Russian gold medal winning team in the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi in the men's 5,000 meter relay event, including Viktor An, Vladimir Grigorev, Ruslan Zakharov, and here Semen Elistratov as well. They capped off the heroic achievement of becoming Olympic champions in front of their home crowd in the most difficult event, short track speed skating, the men's 5,000 meter relay. And then he went on later to become the first born Russian skater to win the 1500 meter gold medal in the World Championships in 2015, the first gold medalist from the Russian Federation. Then he went on later to win 14 European Championship medals, including 5 overall medals and 3 overall titles in 2016, 2018, and 2021. And throughout his career, he won multiple World Cup medals and World Cup gold medals as well. And then he has 3 Olympic medals, as I've said, the 2014 gold medal of the team, 2018, 2022 bronze medalist in the 1500 meters. That's such a consistent skater throughout his career. He's that absolute living legend. He's got such late explosive corner exit, selfless patience, and quiet aggression. He never doubts the process strategically. He's also such a superbly consistent skater throughout the years. He's a masterclass sense for the race. He really is so good at scanning and analyzing the race and quickly predicting what's going to happen. He's also such a tremendous closer, such a tremendous finisher at the top stage of the race at the end. And he also performs really well under pressure. So as I've said, this skater is really consistent throughout the years. This is really something that makes him one of the greatest of all time. But we're going to look at the small details, what makes him so consistent, why is he so good throughout the years. And I'm going to do something really interesting in this video. So in the previous video, you've noticed how I've walked you through some of the stages in some of the competitions of the skaters I've made. I'm going to do the same thing here. But we're going to be taking a look throughout the journey of this skater Semen Elistratov and why he's so consistent throughout so many races here. And we're going to start here with the men's 1500 meter A final in the World Championships in Sochi right here, where Semen Elistratov became the first Russian short track speed skater to win the gold medal for the Russian Federation, the 1500 meters. So yeah, it's such a great achievement. We're going to take a look here when he does so well. Such a stacked final had Viktor An, Shaolin Mai, Shinky Connect, Park Se-young, such a stacked field. I'm going to take a look at how he handles this race. He's in lane number 5 with helmet number 152. Here he is. As you can see here, he's staying in the back. This is something he does so well. He always does, staying in the back and finds the moves later on. Such a masterclass skater. And even though he starts in the back, well, he's usually at the front at the ending of the race, so he knows how to win this at the end. Yeah, staying calm, staying composed here. Such an interesting corner exit at top speed. He's a bit late taking the crossovers coming out of the corner. It allows him to hold that centrifugal force so tight and extract so much pressure coming out of the corner. We're going to take a look what that means here. As you can see, Shaolin Mai leading the race like he loves to do. Does this so well, it becomes really hard to pass later on. But still, Semen Elistratov here in position number 5, still calm, still composed, knows that the opportunity is going to come. He was in such a good form this season, jumps ahead of Viktor An here with 10 laps to go, positioning himself nearer to the front, position number 4, here with 37.5 km per hour. I'm going to go up in slow motion here, going to take a look at his technique a bit. As you can see, his size here, going to appear in a second. Look at his size, such a beautiful, tiny skater. Semen Elistratov. Now, normally Russians, we're normally used to, Russians and Canadians in general, big, tall skaters. But Semen Elistratov, here more in the, short, tiny side, allows him to use his size so well in short track speed skating. Also learn, refine his technique throughout the years. But even back then, he was already at a really great level of technical skating. He was skating at the highest level. Look at how low he gets around the corners right here. Shifts his upper body really forward. And look at his arm swings right here coming out of this corner. This is very interesting arm swing. And he transitions all that speed going into the straightaway. Right here, it's set up an inside pass. Like almost stands up coming into the straightaway from the corner. Almost standing up to make the pass tick. And actually shifts to the outside here. And that's something very interesting. Goes an inside-outside pass to take the front. He becomes really creative with how to take the lead early on in the race. There's so many ways to do it. He becomes a bit creative. He goes an inside double outside pass here with 8 to go. And then takes the lead on the front with 8 to go. With 40 kilometers per hour entering that range now, he starts leading from the front, very calm, very composed, 2 hands behind the back. I'm gonna play this a bit quicker here. Now look at his corner exit, very interesting right here. He's gonna shift his upper body forward. Kind of really difficult to pass. Look at this, really nice positions. Up in super slow motion here. Now look at that right skate right here. He's a bit late kind of entering the corners. But he does that for a reason. Now he enters the corner a bit later, so he's gonna extract more pressure and becomes really explosive coming out of this corner. It's a really technical detail that he refined so well throughout the years. It allows him to hook up so tight, so explosive coming out of the corners. And we will take a look at that later on. And here he is, here in the 1500 meter fine, leading from the front really well, really calm, really composed. See Park Se-young getting punched up there a bit with Thinky Connect. Here with 6 laps to go. Semen Elistratov still leading very well from the front. Shalom still composed position number 2 is going to set up an inside pass right here in Shalom to try to take the lead back. Save. Nice move by Shalom but Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed, accelerating that gap, 42.4 kilometers per hour. And going to try to take it right back. Also take a look at his arm swing. Look at how far he puts that arm compared to the other skaters. It allows him to hook up, gets near that arm, gets near that body. Explosive pressure coming out of that corner a bit late. You know, it's almost too late here, but he kind of somehow finds the space. Look at how tight that is. Space that he gets him to squeeze in the inside of Shaolin. Here in this 1500 meter fine with 4 to go. And then again, kind of hooks up that arm so wide, so far to the side. Kind of clutches it near to himself and stacks so much pressure coming out of the corner. Look at that, how low he gets. It's so explosive coming out of the corner. He got an interesting rhythm with his arm swing as well. It's very low, very kind of queer, but he does it so well. Interesting sitting position in the straightaway right here. He takes his corner entry defense very well, 44.7 kilometers per hour. Again, look at how wide that arm goes. He exits the corner a bit later. So he kind of hooks up and takes a lot of pressure and kind of great track pattern coming out of the corner. Sean now once again tries to make the inside pass. And he makes it stick and Semen Elistratov with 3 to go. Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed. He knows that he can make one more pass still. He knows it's still in there, still more stamina in there. And he starts going almost kind of standing up a bit in the straightaway. Yeah, look, he kind of takes his corner entry a bit later. Here, and look at how low, and look at how he sets up this inside pass. Can wide the arm. He hooks up very tight, takes 2 crossovers in. Which starts set up right here. In this position, he's always setting up something very interesting. Very late on the race. This is where he really shines, very late in the race. But takes a bit of a wide track pattern. Look at how tight he's going to hook up here. Comes out of that corner, so much explosive speed, almost standing up in the straightaway there. But that helps him with using his body build, using his anatomy very well. Kind of efficiently carrying the speed coming out of the corners. And here he is going to come up since up an inside pass. You know, you can just see the setup that he's just going to hook up so tight on the inside here of Charles Line. Look at how he's standing up in that straightaway. This helps him carry the speed very efficiently in his own way to make that inside pass. You know, everyone has a different body build, but he has such a great inside pass. You know, he utilizes it so well. And here we are with 1 lap to go, half a lap to go. He's with half a lap. Charles not trying to take the lead back. Semen Elistratov kind of loses his balance, kind of bunching into a block, and loses his balance here again. Watch here, this is acrobatic stuff. I have no clue how he stands on his feet here, but he somehow, somewhere has to grit his teeth to win the race. Now at this position here, it's very traditional Russian short track for, you know, Russian skaters usually loses the race at this position. Just a lot of pressure. It's so hard to defend here. But Semen Elistratov grits his teeth right here and looks up so tight coming out of that corner and refuses to lose this race. He sticks the blade really wide, really far right here and wins the race and becomes the World Championship final a gold medalist right here who wins the 1500 and becomes the first Russian-born skater to win a world championship title for the Russian Federation. He wins this race, Shingy Connect in second place, and what separates them is only 8 thousandths of a second. It's such a great achievement by Semyon winning this race. He worked out so hard, and that was his first major title, individual title in his career. So we're gonna walk you through this. Next up is first kind of a final in the 1500 meter 2019-2020 season in Salt Lake City, this royal palace of speed skating. He comes off this season into this season as the world overall bronze medalist from 2019 in the beautiful city of Sofia in the very heart of Bulgaria. He won the bronze medal there in the world overall championship titles, and then he comes here in the World Cup season. Here he is in a different era, 7 skaters in the A final, helmet number 3, different helmet number, different skin suit, different era, but still the same skater. Still races from the back, right here. See 2 Korean skaters, Kim Dong-wook and Park In-wook, Shaolam still there as well. Again, very calm, very composed. Position number 6 here. Yeah, he refined his technique a lot since 2015 when he raced at A final. And I'm gonna show you how that kind of works, how you refine your technique, and what are the technical difference that kind of throughout the years that he made to become the skater that he is right here. So here there is a bit of a gap here. Shaolam Lai, Park In-wook, and Alexander Shulganov, a teammate with him, is here as well, pulling out in the front. But Kim Dong-wook chooses not to close this gap and just leaves them with their lap times here. Tries to conserve some energy. I'm watching Semen Elistratov right here. He's gonna make an outside pass to take the lead. Okay, not this one. It's this one. Yep, completely installed. Now watch this. He's kind of capitalizing over the blind spot of these skaters. Semen Elistratov is gonna hook up tight, wide here. And it has a bit of an interesting wiggle in the straightaway, kind of before he takes his corner entry. He's a bit late now. Look at how he's a bit late here coming out of this corner. But allows him to extract so much explosive pressure coming out of the corner and helps him carry a lot of speed very efficiently going into the straightaway. Something very technical he does, so interesting. And he smoothly and comfortably makes the outside pass stick almost effortlessly in an instant to position himself nearer to the front. Similar to what he did in the 1500 meter A final we have just watched. And he's still calm, very composed in the lead here. The Japanese skater Yoshinaga Kazuki trying to take his turn at the front. Gonna play this a bit quicker. Right here. See a bit quicker here. See Yoshinaga Kazuki taking the front. See Mielis has so much sense coming out of the corner, taking notice of Kazuki. Still calm, still composed though. 38.6 kilometers per hour. Pace not picking up just yet. And he's so good from controlling the front. Now watch that centrifugal force that he carries coming out of the corner. He doesn't kind of go wide, kind of drifts wide coming out of his corners. And that results from how he kind of, exits the corner a bit later than the other skaters. Get a bit of late timing here coming out of this corner, but that's why he has so much pressure and stability coming out of the corner. It's a very technical detail that he does very interesting. Right here. See, defends against Yoshinaga Kazuki. Now you see this very interesting detail here. This is what I've been talking about for quite a bit. I'm gonna show you this again. Right here, I'm gonna play this a bit quicker. Yep. Now watch Yoshinaga Kazuki here with 41 kilometers per hour. I'm gonna try to set up a pass in Semen Elistratov, and I actually have to go super slow motion here. Now watch, this is great timing by Yoshinaga coming out of the corner, getting an inside pass. Now normally he would make the pass take if it was any other skater, but Semen Elistratov is a little bit late. Now look at his skating position, it's almost still in the corner. But coming out of this corner is a bit late. Like pushes so quick with the right skate. So much explosive pressure coming out of the corner. And then somehow, someway still holds off Keita Watanabe coming out of this corner. And defends his second position. This is what I've been saying here. He's so late coming out of the corner, but he extracts so much quick and explosive pressure that he can still maintain his position and just catch up with the pack. It doesn't hinder him, but actually gives him an advantage. So that's something he refined so well throughout the years here. Here with 40.7 kilometers per hour. Gonna play this a bit quicker. Now as you can see, still calm, still composed. 6 laps to go. 9.21 lap times by Yoshinaga Kazuki. I'm gonna try to pass you. You can feel how explosive his form looks like. So fun to watch. See here, the pace is picking up, becomes really tough to pass here with 5 laps to go, 9.12 lap times. He's doing what's called, as I've said, the negative splits, getting faster lap by lap progressively throughout the race. He leaves a bit of a gap so he can accelerate into and try to set up a pass. Such masterclass timing. I'm gonna see how this works right here. There's so much pressure carrying that left skid going to this corner. And progressively getting stronger. And look at how he hooks up here. Can again slightly be late out of the corner, but look at how much explosive pressure he's carrying with that right skate coming out of this corner. Just hooks up so tight, look at that, so explosive, so quick. And makes the inside path look so easy in Nishinaga. That came out of nowhere, he did not expect that. 8.88 lap times all of a sudden here with 4 laps to go. And he looks so comfortable here in the front. Takes a bit of a wide track pattern. Here to looks up on the skids on his inside. And then defends them so well in the straightaway here. Comfortably takes corner edge with 44.3 kilometers per hour. I'm gonna play this a bit quicker. And then looks up his inside, find Kim Dong-wook right here. And look at how smooth he looks like with 45 kilometers per hour. This is master class stuff. He defends well because the defensive deep track pattern. Look at how hard he's trying this position. Can I play this in slow motion? And take his corner. Look at how hard he's trying to kind of stay with his lap times, kind of maintain his technique. If you lose your technique, you lose the efficiency that you're carrying the speed with, and therefore you go slower. But not Semen Elistratov. He's fighting so hard, staying on with his lap times, kind of maintain his technique to defend against those two Korean skaters. Something very interesting happens here. He's carrying 8.65 lap times right here. All of them are carrying 8.6 lap times. Park and we're carrying slight bit more speed, 8.60 with 1 lap to go. Tries to set up a double outside pass here. And then Semen Elistratov notices that right away. He takes the corner inch a bit wide. But as you can see, Park Inwook unfortunately kind of clicks blades with his teammates, unable to make the outside pass stick. Semen Elistratov capitalizes of being in position number 1 and goes on to win the race. Alexander Shulganov, his team in position number 3. They go 1 and 3 here for the Russian Federation, the World Cup in Salt Lake City. Another great victory here in 2019-2020. So now we move on from 2015 to 2019, here in 2021, here in the European Championships. In the very harsh environment of COVID-19, it becomes very difficult to find ice to practice. It was forbidden, everything was closed. It was hard to kind of maintain your form and stay in shape and practice. But Semen Elistratov right here in the European Championships manages to maintain his form to cap off yet another European Championship title. Here his 3rd overall title in the European Championships, and he comes here as the leader into the 1000. I'm gonna walk you through how he does this. So yeah, let's get into it. Here in the 1000 meter heat number 3, he's in lane number 3 as well. Gonna walk you through what he does here. Now again stays in the back, as you can see, but a bit here in the qualifying round he does something very interesting. You know, it's kind of a master class strategic emphasis that he kind of illustrates here. He's in 4th here. He kind of waits kind of 1 lap into the race and sticks 2 crossovers in and builds up on the outside, taking the lead. By the time she can connect and Zach Dilates, they'll notice it's already too late. He's in the front. And now we continue here, 43.7 kilometers per hour, already only 1 lap in. And then he knows that he has a great time trial. He can lead this one from start to finish. And that's what he does so well here in the qualifying rounds in the men's 1000 meters in the European Championships 2021 in Gdansk. Shinky kind of not able to move into the front because of his teammate Isaac Delat, so they kind of get in the way into each other here with 44.8 kilometers per hour. Semen is sort of great technique, maintaining his form, not breaking down. 44.6 kilometers per hour, very fast, very top speed, very hard to pass. You know, those two skids in the back here, we can Fortran and Fook and a car kind of trapped in the back. They can't make a move to the front. Semen is picking up the pace here, very calm, very composed, 2 hands behind the back. And this technique again, as I've said, a bit late coming into the corner, but extracts so much explosive pressure. Able to maintain his 43.8 kilometers per hour, fatiguing a bit, but still pushes it all the way to the line and qualifies to the semi-finals. So I'll quickly show you the semi-final right here. And here we are in the semi-final. Right here. Yeah, right here. Here we go, semi-final number 2 after the quarterfinals. He's racing quarterfinal number 3, so basically he has less time to kind of rest before his semi-final, and here in semi-final number 2 has less time to rest before the A final. So he's obviously carrying more fatigue here. Here with the red cap in the semi-finals in the 1000 meters in the European Championships, a tough race, 2 Dutch skaters. Again, it's Lat and Shinky Connect. So Robert Skrisberg and Sebastian Lepup. And here he does the same thing from position number 4 here. It's a bit slower. We're gonna wait one lap in. See this gap right here? He leaves this gap. And he waits one lap into the race. He kind of sees hidden. Will you notice him right away? The moment they look back here, Sebastian Lepup reacting on Semen Elistratov here, but Semen Elistratov already taking so much pressure coming out of that corner. They just leave him to kind of make the outside pass because it's already too late. They can only wait here. So he now takes the front, 9.27 lap times with 7 laps to go. Takes the front once again and starts kind of time trial the race. He knows he can lead this from start to finish. And that's exactly what he does. Sebastian Lepup kind of bumping into Lat, costing him a bit of his speed, 44 kilometers per hour. Shinkan getting to position number 2 and Sebastian Lepup pushing him wide. And then that kind of gives space for Semen Elistratov. Kind of Lat capitalize over that loss of focus right away to take the lead from Semen Elistratov. Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed in position number 2 here. Still remains very calm, very composed. 2 hands behind the back. It's Lat taking the lead here. 8.61 lap times. But Semen Elistratov 8.49 lap times. You're carrying more speed here. Tries to transition that to an inside pass with 2 to go. We're gonna play this a bit on slow motion. See Shinky Connect trying so hard to get to the lead to qualify. 44.3 kilometers per hour. See them fatiguing a bit here. Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed, still maintaining his technique very well. That allows him to kind of, he's maintaining his technique better with more efficiently carrying the speed. That allows him to stay ahead of the skaters in front of him. That's what he tries to do here. Here we are just with 1 lap to go into the race. Takes the bell. See Robert Skrisberg's here trying to get in Semen Elistratov. Tries a double inside pass. And then pushes Semen Elistratov a bit wide here. Costing him a bit of his speed. Shinkan trying to capitalize here. Tries to get up the inside and he gets here in position number 3. Now Semen Elistratov gets pushed here but gets advanced to the A final. Robert Skrisberg gets the penalty and Lat wins the race. So I'm going to walk you through the A final here quickly. Here we are in the A final. Semen Elistratov is advanced and this race is very tough. I'm going to show you the lineup right here in a second. There we go. That's a very tough race here. 2 Hungarian skaters, 2 Dutch skaters, the same 2 Dutch skaters, Shinkan and Lat, as well as Jean-Henry Kruger and Liu Xiaowang, who was in a really good form at the time. Semen Elistratov with his team is Denis Ayrapetyyan. 6 skaters in this one, so it's a very difficult race here. So that's a very quick look at that, almost like a 500. Semen Elistratov again sits kind of nearer to the back here with his teammate. And actually there's only 1 Dutch skater here. Shinkan did not advance. See Denis Ayrapetyyan taking the lead early on. Semen Elistratov leaves the gap here. Kind of sits calm, very composed. He's going to wait for the opportunity. And he's not going to take the lead 1 lap into the race like he did in the other races. See here the strategy by the 2 Hungarian skaters was to take the lead and pull out from the front. Semen Elistratov was unbothered by that, and he just stayed here with his lap times and tried to find the move later on. He pulled off one of the most iconic finishes in the European Championship at the end of this race. We're gonna watch this. See Liu Xiaowang kind of following his teammate Jean-Henry Kruger, who made the pass on Denis Ayrapetyyan. Right here now, this is the 1-2 wall. You see how far Liu Xiaowang's pulling here. They just want to walk away with this race right here, because there's also a battle between Liu Xiaowang and Semen Elistratov for the overall title in the European Championships. Look at Liu Xiaowang is just flying here. Look at how he's pulling the pace early on, 46 kilometers per hour with his teammate here in position number 2. They're just trying to run away with it. He tries to kind of cushions off his teammate. He's behind him to try to break away. Almost like a 3,000 meter super final. And then watch here, the lad kind of bumps a bit with Denis Arpetian, that coaches him, costs him a bit of his speed. Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed, position number 5 with 3 laps to go. Still very calm, very composed. Now the lad makes the pass on Denis Arpetian, and this costs him a bit of his speed. And Semen Elistratov does the negative split and he starts to set up. I'm gonna show you how this looks like, but it's slower. Gets you on the outside of Denis Arpetian. And then watch this most iconic finishes right here. Jean-Henry Krieger makes the pass on Liu Xiaowang. Semen Elistratov on the outside here with 1 lap to go. Gets 1, 2. Liu Xiaowang loses his footing here a bit. Semen Elistratov going on the outside and winning the race. Look at how happy he is. This is one of the most iconic finishes in the European Championships. Semen Elistratov wins this race and caps off his 3rd overall European Championship title, yet in another point of time from 2015 to 2019 and here in 2021, still consistent and still going well. Now take a look at another race right here. Here in the 2021-22 season right here, the Olympic qualifying competition, the World Cup season leading up to the Olympic Winter Games in Beijing, here in the first stop in the World Cup, has also served as the test event for the Beijing Olympics later on, here in the men's 1500 meter A final. See here Semen Elistratov once again with helmet number 3. This shows his consistency. World overall bronze medalist in 2019 and does the same achievement again in 2021. So consistent and still going really strong here in the 1500 meter A final. Now this is one of the most iconic 1500 meter A final finishes you'll ever see in history. So let's watch this. It's once again such a legend. Starts very slow right here, a bit of a poker face start. Right here, Semen starts positioning himself near the middle here. He doesn't want to be trapped in the back because there was a restart before this. And this is the 2nd time they do this, and so now it's the Chinese skitter Sun Long breaking away here. Tries to capitalize over how slow the pace is. Now this is such a, so tough to deal with this. But Semen started so well as his time is met 50.2 kilometers per hour by Sun Long this early in the race. They tried to catch him right away. And see the pack still calm, still composed, not reacting to Sun Long very fiercely just yet. He tried to slow down a bit so he can have the legs a bit later on. But you can see he's getting really tired right here. Sun Long, 9 laps to go. Stein de Smet now is going to do what Sun Long has done. He's going to take the front. Now he's going to pull up the pace now to try to win this race. A bit of a clever strategy. He did so well to try to hold on. But here with 43.8 kilometers per hour, the pack now is going to try to actually Sebastian Lepape leading the pack here. 7 to go. Semen Elistratov right on his tail. 42.4 kilometers per hour. Slowing down a bit here. See the pack's gonna catch up here with 41.6 kilometers per hour, still again slowing down. Semen Elistratov in the back here, still calm, still composed, coming in 5 laps to go here. He's Sun Long losing it here in position number 2, 40.4 kilometers per hour. Now he's dying here, Stein de Smet. Sebastian Lepape in position number 3. And watch Semen Elistratov, he's gonna come here now. Chinese kidder and Kai taking the lead here. Now that's what Stein de Smet has done. Now he's taking the lead and breaking away with 3 to go. Anka has conserved a bit more in the back. He has some stamina. But watch Semen Elistratov. He walks on the outside of all of these skaters right here. He with 2 to go. It's just chasing down Ankai right here. He with 1 lap to go. Look at how much speed he's carrying here. Going into the final lap. Ankai getting really tired. 9.93 lap times. Semen Elistratov 9.07 lap times. Jumps up the outside of Ankai. His masterclass tactics from Semen Elistratov wins yet another 1500 meter A final, yet another victory at this point of his career at the age of 31 right here. I'm gonna one last video I'm gonna show you in this video right here. Here, the national championships, the single distance national championships in 2025-2026 season, 4 years later after the video I just showed you in the World Cup in Beijing. He is now 35 years of age, just a legend. It is Semen Elistratov. This is the 1000 meter A final here in the national championships right here. Here in helmet number 7, lane number 1, representing the Republic of Bashkortostan. Here in position number 2, again a stacked field, Shivalyov, Balbekov, Kovizev and Daniil Nikolaev, the 5 skaters. You will be seeing a lot of them next season. This is pretty much the Russian national team right here. As you can see, he sits near to the front position number 3 here. Gonna have to go a bit slower here. So he sits very calm, very composed in position number 3. You see how calm he is throughout his races. He has such selfless patience. He knows that the door is going to open. He knows that the opportunity is going to come. Such a sign of such a master class in short track speed skating. And Semen Elistratov just lives like that, living dangerously like this, very patiently, but finds the opportunity very late in the race. As you can see, Vladimir Valbekov tries to position himself near the front. Now, Semen Elistratov does something very interesting. Daniil Nikolaev and Maxim Shevelyov notice that Vladimir Balbekov's coming around the outside, so he capitalized over the blind spot right here and how they shifted a bit wide to go up the inside right here. Look at this late inside pass that he does right here to get ahead of Maxim Shevelyov and Daniil Nikolaev into position number 2 behind Vladimir Balbekov. Look at how low he gets coming out of that corner. And now this is a very interesting showdown right here between these 5 skaters. See, Valentin Kov is a bit trapped to the back. I'm gonna keep an eye here on Semen Elistratov right here. See Vladimir Valbekov leading this one right here. Here with few laps to go. Such tactical race. These guys raced so many times against each other in these national championships. They know each other so well. So you always have to be creative, almost have to come up with something new against these guys that you've been racing against for like more than 4 years now in the domestic level. And now once again gets solo coming out of that corner. So Daniil Nikolaev trying to set up a pass right here on Maxim Shevelyov. Maxim Shevelyov reacts. Tries to hold him off, goes shoulder to shoulder right here. Daniil Nikolaev just kind of manages to squeeze in position number 3. Semen Elistratov still calm, still composed. Daniil Nikolaev goes down. That will be reviewed, of course. But here that opens a bit of a gap, and there's only those 2 skaters remaining in this race pretty much. Semen Elistratov and Vladimir Balbekov, with few laps to go right here in the men's 1000 meter A final in the National Single Distance Championships in the Russian Federation in St. Petersburg here in 2025-2026 season. This has happened last December, this race. Semen Elistratov, one of the finishes that he has showed us so many times throughout his career. One of them again right here. I'm going to show this right here. Vladimir Balbekov here going to take 2 crossovers in because he's already on the front. He has to run away with this race. He is no one to pass at this position. He's just trying to run away with it. Now he creates a big gap right here. Semen Elistratov very calm, very composed, unfazed by that, and tries to close the gap right here. Now he takes 2 crossovers in himself, from the skaters behind him, but somehow also able to close this big gap. Look at this, Vladimir Balbekov's flying out there. But now he comes here with 2 laps to go right here. Closes this gap right here, hooks up the inside, very tight. Vladimir Balbekov goes with a late move right here. And this was the final lap and he wins the race. What a finish by Semen Elistratov at the grand age of 35, still going, still a legend, and still showing us races like this, legendary, tremendous finishes like this. Such an absolute legend, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, European short track speed skater of all time. And now he is still going even today, you know, from 2015, on the race I've showed you, and he's still going again today. And he will be competing in the 26-27 season, next season. That will be a lot of fun to watch as well. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you for today. Just the legend, the timeless existence of Semen Elistratov at any era, at any point of time. This skater is still consistent and still going really well, still going really strong. And now he is 36 years of age, but he will still going very strong next season, and I'm looking forward to watch him. Again, all of these 5 skaters right here, I think I made a lot of videos and I think you know them very well. You'll be seeing all 5 of them pretty much representing the Russian team next season as neutrals. That will be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you for today. Semen Elistratov, living legend, just timeless existence. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.